Georgia, what's going on? Little Luca, what's happening, bro? What's going on, good people? Mm-mm. I know when you wait, I mean, I'm pull up on you. Hello, beautiful. You trying to jump on this topic? Miss AB trying to jump on this topic. Goodness. Or maybe Sammy gonna jump on this topic. Somebody. Oh, unless y'all have something else y'all wanna rap about. What's the topic again? It's random, man. I just kind of tonight I was actually gonna talk. Then I was seeing some memes and some other thing that just talk about energy um, and your surroundings. And I know a lot of times, man, a lot of us getting burnt. Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all hear me all right? Mm. Let's see if y'all. Uh, mm, mm. Hold on, man. I had, all right, hold on, give me 1 second. Ooh, damn, my back. Oh shit, left my situational awareness. Is it better, y'all? Can y'all hear me better now? It's still choppy, you said? Dang. Is it better? Cool. All right. So now I was gonna ask y'all like what your thoughts was about like your energy as well as your surrounding energy. Cause I see and read and have some conversations, man, about those things and like being able to protect like how important it is to protect your energy and your peace at all costs. So just wanted to get y'all's take on it because I know it's something important, and we all have fallen short in some way, shape, or form, even still to this day. Um, so I just wanted to, hear from y'all and just kind of get some dialogue going because, some of the energy we can't avoid, you know, whether it's family, friends, or, our jobs or, just different environments that we're in often. Um, and what happens when you in those situations? How do you make adjustments? How do you say no? And are you important enough to walk away? Will you be at peace walking away? You know what I'm saying? Well, shit. Who want? Okay, jump then. We finna hear the gospel today. I know we finna hear the gospel today. Yes, ma'am.
What's
What's
going on?
happening, family? Shit. What's happening with
Nothing much. Nothing much.
you? You felt it on your spirit. Go ahead and bless these folks.
You got some serious stuff you just said, there, young man.
Queen, you know, we done had a million conversations, man. But it's just crazy, like, as much as you talk about it, as much as you read about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's people in our circles who struggle with it, um, but we dropping the ball on that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, like we're not able to like stand on what we know is the right thing to do. We're not able to address or realize when we see it, when we know that we're not doing what's in our best interest for ourselves, and we're feeling that peace, and we're feeling that happiness, or whatever, we're feeling it slip because of whom we're around, the situations we're around, or the circumstances.
I always told people that you should always check around the top 5 people that you're around.
Hmm.
And those 5 people are probably like your closest friends.
Hmm.
And you can learn a lot about yourself based around your circle, right?
Right.
So some people would say, I got to do better. And I think a lot of people have said that, but it also starts from within and also goes with the people that you're around as well.
Right.
So, with that being said, you got to be careful about who you let into your circle because energy is contagious.
Right.
I tell people all the time, you know, it's okay to move a certain way because you're protecting yourself. So
Right.
the same people that you allow close to you, um, they energy, their mindset is very infectious. I switched up, and of course people say, "Oh, you think you brand new? You don't come around no more. You ain't hang around us no more." And a lot of people would say that, but those are the same people that need to really be doing the same thing that you're doing because I know I saw a switch in myself, which was for the better, for my personal well-being, financial well-being, and also for my health when I just started paying attention to who I was around and I made some adjustments and I started putting myself around other people and it worked for me. But it's so
Right.
funny that it didn't work for the people who I kind of pulled away from because they wasn't really feeding it to me. And I had a conversation with somebody that someone I looked around and I saw myself feeding it to a whole lot of people. Like a whole
Hmm.
lot of people. But then I had to sit back and was like, well, who's feeding it to me?
Hmm.
And not saying that I'm gonna become stingy with my feeding because I'm just a gifting and caring person who likes to
Right.
do stuff. But then you also got to look at the people that you're doing for. So if you're in relationships that are not being reciprocated, then you need to basically appraise those relationships to see just how. When I say appraise, as in check the value. Are they really valuable enough? Are they worth anything to be around you? So you need to appraise a lot of your relationships because you would drain yourself. And I mentally drained myself because I was like, I need a me. And I'm pretty sure some other people in here that feel like they need a me.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, right? Because I know a lot of people on here listening that it's easy for us to say no and cut ties with certain people or situations that really don't mean too much, right? We keep those people at a distance. So whenever they go left, we can go right and we'll keep it moving. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to people when it's like a good friend? What do you say to people when it could be um, a family member? What do you say to people when it could be a job or what they felt was an opportunity, right? What do you say to those people that keep giving the benefit of the doubt? They keep forgiving and coming back, you know, and they not seeing the signs. They not seeing um, what it's doing to them, their spirit.
Let me say this. When that whole benefit of the doubt, I have an issue with that. Because if you continue to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, they're not the one with the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe that's just the Virgo in me, or just how I am. I don't know. But if you continue to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, then clearly there's something about you that basically is blind to the fact that when you're dealing with somebody, especially over the age of 30, and I'm giving you some slack, they're showing you who they are. So if you allow a person to continue to show you who they are, then you're not really doing anybody of justice by giving them a benefit of the doubt, because the simple fact is 9 times out of 10, they're doing something that you don't agree, that you don't like. They showing you who they are. If you keep going back to them and giving them the benefit of the doubt, they're going to continue to be who they are, because they already know you're going to come back. Because if a person is caring and kind and forgiving, that's fine. You're supposed to forgive and forget. But that don't mean you're supposed to just keep allowing the same things to be done. Because when someone show you who they are, it's up to you as a mature person to step back, assess that situation, reset, and then proceed in a different manner and handle that person differently than you originally was. Because you only gonna continue to hurt yourself. You're gonna get mad. You're gonna get angry. You're gonna stress you out, and then they're gonna be somewhere living their best life, not giving a damn about how you feeling because you keep giving somebody the benefit of a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's in you to continue to be nice, then maybe you need to just eliminate that whole person from your circle. And it's the reason why a lot of family members don't talk to them. Because family will fuck you first before anybody else. I hate to say that, but they will. Because they feel like you entitled and you just can't diss them. It's a lot of family members that don't say nothing to nobody. And trust me, when you look down, their root is because of something like this. Because it's easy for me to deal with you if I forget you exist, because I'm too nice to keep coming to you for you to keep hurting me. So it's in my best interest, in our safety, that I don't fool with you, because that's how I have to treat you to protect me. Because I'm not worried about nobody else's feeling, you know, unless I'm not going to say nothing to disrespect you, but I'm not going to let my kindness hurt me. So me being kind to you is hurt me. So therefore, I'm gonna protect my mind, my mindset, and my mental, knowing that when I go to sleep at night, I did right. You just didn't deserve right, and then I'm gonna go on about my business.
Right. You know, it's crazy because like um, to pick you up because they're able to see things that you may not be able to see because you're in it. And a lot of us can't recognize things when you're in it, whether it's that job, whether it's a friendship, whether it's, something dealing with family. You're blind because you're constantly in it. And that's why it's so important that if that cape falls off, if that cape falls off, then you got those people around you to
Right.
say, hey, big dog, let me holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me hold you accountable. And understanding that them holding you accountable is them coming from a place of love. But the other part of it is too, is we take accountability so personal. Like when somebody tell us some shit we don't want to hear, then we like, man, they don't fuck with us. Like why you telling me that? Like we can't understand that a person really do care when they telling us shit we need to hear.
Oh, okay.
It
But the thing
means
about that is
everything because
that you write it with circle and accountability. To me, when you say accountability, basically everybody got them that main top two or top three. But it's gonna be that one that know the in and the out. I have a friend that I know if I go to and I tell them whatever, there's no judgment. She's gonna tell me the nice of what I should do or what I've done. She's gonna remain neutral and she's gonna find a silver lining and she's gonna make it like she's just gonna make it seem so happy and motivate me. And then I got that second friend who's not gonna give me the silver lining. She gonna probably go the opposite way of what I need to go and respond with a more of aggressive, because some of our friends, if we mad, they mad. Gang, gang. So therefore, they not gonna think rational because they gonna feed off our energy. We're mad, and when we upset, so they gonna be mad. So then you got the third one who's gonna give you the real. They're gonna tell you when you're wrong. They're gonna tell you where you're right. They're gonna ask you what part did you play in this whole entire situation. They're gonna make you look in the mirror and address the issue. That's the one that you really have to have with you, because when we're in a situation, we're on the inside. But when you bring other people and when you tell other people about your situation, that's two more ears and two more eyes onto your situation, because my vision on my situation may not be your vision on my situation. You may have experienced what I'm going through, so therefore you can tell me based off experience, not what you read, not what you heard, or something that you saw. But some people can give you the best advice when they have actually been through your situation. Those will be the ones that when my cape fall off, those are the ones that I'm going to go to. And the thing about it is sometimes I don't even have to go to them, because when you're going through something, 9 times out of 10, you already got that one person who riding with you. So therefore, they already rocking with you, and they're going to be the ones that's going to be there for you. But the thing about it is, you got to be careful who you express and who you tell certain things to, because I can't support you or give you advice or understand how you truly feel about something if I have not even came close to that situation. So why
see that
that's
that's
like, why am I gonna go get marriage advice uh about my marriage with somebody who ain't had a relationship over 6 months? So why would I want that person to be accountable for holding me up? They could just be ready to pick me up and go do some dumb stuff. Can't That person would not be what I call it, if you get what I'm saying. You, I can't hardly hear you. There you go.
no.
Yeah, there you go. What was you saying?
No, I was listening to you, and I was gonna piggyback off of that because what's scary is the fact that the person that you said is supposed to be your number one. Most people have them as their number 4 or 5, and the person who's number 1 through 3 is normally that gang person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's
They
that
the
that's
ones.
that in the moment. That's what makes sense in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So when you
yeah.
when you got it, that's why I tell people sometimes if you would just wait 24 hours before you respond to something that is putting you in a bad situation, I promise you the way you respond is gonna be different than you would have responded 24 hours prior. I never seen nobody tell me that they felt the same way after 24 hours.
That's a whole listen, Queen. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, because,
Them emotions.
and I know, because at the end of the day,
Them emotions.
them emotions, and it's that vindictive, that I'm gonna get you, and you gotta get got, and you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, regardless of what you do, there's a reaction for your action. So just because you react a certain way, don't think that person is not gonna act back. So then it's just gonna continue to go and to continue, because it's just gonna keep going. So let me be the bigger person to make sure that when I respond to this, I'm gonna respond correctly, and then I'm gonna hold myself accountable for how I responded, and not because I done went over here to gang and it caused more problems.
Well, sometimes just don't respond at all. Keep
Oh, let
your head
me
high
tell
and
you
keep
something.
pushing.
That's the number one. You know, the number one thing that I hurt a person the worst. I tell some of my girlfriends this: when you ignore somebody, because can't nobody argue with themselves. You can be a fool, if you really want to get to somebody, ignore them.
Yeah.
Because when I can tell when somebody's not over something, because it still makes them anger. And anything that anger you still has power over you. So when a woman is completely done saying a relationship and she ain't saying shit, she happy, she ain't questioning you, she ain't doing nothing, she ain't even feeling you. She's done. But as long as a woman is steady getting mad and irritated and frustrated and bucking and causing problems and drama, you still allowing the man to have power over you, because if you truly was done and didn't care, you could give a rat's ass about anything he say to you.
Mm-hmm. In general, it's out here. It's this circle and this energy stuff, man. Is fucking a lot of things up, a lot of relationships. Uh, and it's crazy because it's like that was the start of it, but we touching on so many things that's important and a part of the foundation, and definitely operating from a place of non-emotion is something that's beneficial and helpful.
Look, there go proof right there, Mike. That's a man. Ladies, I'm telling you, you want to know how to get a man attention? Ignore him. It works. Stop driving by the house, the job, popping up, stalking and calling and texting and threatening. Ignore. You can make a man do whatever you want him to do, especially if he in the wrong. Let me stop giving away my game.
Don't give too much.
Nah, shawty.
We got to teach folks how to operate in that healing space. You know what I'm saying? Because this, to be honest, like in what you saying, like you know what I mean. That's 100. You know what I mean? And I know that people operate from certain spaces, but then there's also people that operate from that space when they're in a healthy place, and they don't have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they got to keep pushing. Like you don't want to continue to give your energy and your time to certain things that aren't serving you. And that's something that we got to learn to do better across the board.
But you know what that is?
My,
That's self-love.
yeah,
I have, like, I see some of my friends who I just want to shake, because they love everything more than they love themselves.
mm-hmm.
When you love yourself, nothing can touch you, nothing can bother you. And a lot of people don't understand it because they need healing.
Yeah,
Like when you've been hurt and you have got to that healing place, you're gonna love yourself so much, because you don't want to go backwards. You don't want to go back to that darkness. You don't want to have those white spots. I call them white spots. So you don't want to have those holes. So once you completely heal yourself, can nobody touch you physically, mentally, verbally, and therefore you're gonna respond different. The
Mm-hmm.
responses that you get from a person that is healed and just in love with themselves is going to be totally different than the response that you get from somebody that's lost and hurt and has yet to figure out why their situations are the way they are.
Yeah.
So
That's,
you make sense. It's right. You're right.
no, I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's good shit across the board because it's like the conversation can go so many places. And, you know, I just want people to understand like it's okay because we all gonna fall short. And no matter how strong you might be, no matter how great your foundation is, no matter how much work you done put in, you still gonna have moments where you fall short. And that's why your circle is important. And then from there, it's like, you know, how are we operating? How are we holding these conversations? You know, how important is accountability? You know, are we making decisions
Mm-hmm.
based on the right things and not moving or deciding things from a place of emotion?
Right.
You know, which is also another driving force because everything is based off of emotion. Think about how we vote.
Hmm.
Think about some of the other
Yeah,
most
it's a whole.
decisions we done had to make that are coming from a place and a space of emotion. And 9 times out of 10, we get it wrong. And we just don't realize it. Just because it don't hit you immediately, don't mean that you don't get it wrong. And that's the part that we got to do better at. We got to focus on facts. Like we got to have conversations from those places. You know what I'm saying? Where we're really looking into what really is versus what we think based on how we feel. Because we're doing a lot of things based on how we feel. We're not doing it looking at the situation. You know, we're not choosing jobs or choosing opportunities based on what is. We want what feels good. We're not picking friends, you know, and not saying that it's anything wrong that have people in your corner and like it feels good, but you need some folks that's really gonna be down and tell you what it is. Folks that are elevating, you know what I mean, and going in places. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta surround yourself with people who, you know, who gonna make you level up and be a better version of yourself. I feel like a lot of us ain't doing that. You know, and we searching, but we still searching for the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Especially because we coming from that hurt, broken place. And we got to do better with that. We got to do mental, you know, emotional, spiritual checks on people
Yeah.
and our and ourselves.
The line is, and people don't like to hear this, but you are what you attract.
Yeah, that's real.
And people will fight that. And most of the ones that will fight that is the ones that don't completely know themselves. Because you can watch certain people around you that they attract things, and then you be like, you don't attract that. Or I've been around situations where my girlfriend say, how do you meet these people? I don't know. You can just walk in a room and certain people be drawn to you. People you attract what you are, regardless of how you feel, or you feel like you this person, but you're not attracting that person. But that's not what's given off. So therefore, your whole existence and your energy is who you are. That is who you are. So even when you ain't trying to give that off, it's you giving it off, and you don't even know it sometimes.
Hmm.
So I think, and that goes back from, you got to correct the inside so that the inside can be expressed correctly coming out.
Yeah,
And for as having that one, I'm that friend who don't call me unless you want the ugly truth. And when you give somebody the ugly truth, they're not gonna accept it, but they cannot help but to accept it when you turn around and relate it and give them examples, because you know that person. Like if
yeah,
certain friends that call me and they know I'm gonna give them the ugly truth, and I'm gonna be able to tell them why I feel like that and how I feel like that, because I know that person. So even though, some people know me better than I know myself, they claim. So therefore, when they say, well, Lena, you do such and such and such, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. I probably would have never sat down and told myself, girl, but somebody else that know me was able to say that happened because you did this, because that's who you are. So you need that one that's going to tell you, and you can't get mad, because at the end of the day, sometimes we don't intentionally do stuff, but friends say, you say things and people laugh, but if I say it, they be ready to fight. That's another
Mm-hmm.
situation. So just like you can have a serious conversation with a female or a friend of yours, and they may take it a different way coming from you, but somebody else could tell them the same thing, and they'd be like, oh, okay. I've had that happen plenty of times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not only you got to understand what to say and how to say, and when you go and you check on these people, make sure you're talking to them in a manner where they're not going to shut you out, because a lot of people are so shut out right now with stress, this whole pandemic, being stuck in the house, can't do nothing, they done lost their job. It's so much stuff going on. To a lot of people, I put walls up, so some of the people you can't even reach right now. You can't even talk to them because they're so blinded by so much other stuff. So they're continuing to just get more and more lost because they're so busy trying to fight to just be what they think they need to be, and they're losing their self. Because this whole pandemic should have gave people time to sit down and really think, and just really do some healing. The world has stopped, and you've been in your house for weeks and months, limited things to do. You should have been working on yourself and working on so many other things that I can't even get into. That's a whole different topic.
We'll save them. Write them up, Queen. That's why we
Look
here.
at you.
Got to be able to get this shit off. No, I mean, it's just important. You know what I'm saying? Like across the board, and I just want to see that whole narrative just get better, especially in our community, because I feel like we settle on, and if we don't settle, then we make excuses, and there's too
Mm-hmm.
many people that come from all different walks of life, men and women, young men and young women, um, who are able to figure it out. And when does enough become enough? Because those
Mm-hmm.
same kids who turn into teenagers, who turn into young adults, are still the same hurt and broken adults, still doing the same old bullshit, still saying the same old things,
Yep.
still writing the same old people, and then complaining because ain't nothing changing. And we literally are okay with settling. We're okay with being where we at, because if we weren't, we'd do better. Or at least try. Like the thing is like at least try. You ain't got to be perfect, but just try and give the effort. And I feel like we won't even do that. We'll sit on, you know what I'm saying? Like it's people, we done had a whole pandemic for a year. They ain't picked up one book. You ain't educated yourself. You ain't did a lick of research. You ain't put yourself in
Mm-mm.
a much more powerful place.
Mm-mm.
You're not gaining wisdom.
Mm-mm.
You know, and it's people that been so busy locked in on social media, they ain't had one genuine, authentic conversation with somebody that they really fuck with, or somebody they say they love, or sit down with their parents, or sit down with their kids. It ain't nobody that's taking the time to really look themselves in the mirror, to really be like, all right, king, all right, queen, what I got to do to be better, do better.
Exactly. That's
Let me take
right.
the time right now to get on my shit, and let me elevate. Let me
Mm-hmm.
really work on some things that I need to work on. And we not taking that time to do that. Again, we all gonna still fall short. I still make mistakes. I fall, I fail, I get back up. But I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to step out there. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be willing to do that. We got to be willing to have those tough conversations, you know. And then once we start doing that, then start checking on people and tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you appreciate them. You know, tell somebody you there for them. Shit. Everybody need it.
Yeah,
People
yeah, yeah. Because
people put on like, they super strong and got all the answers and got it together, man. Ain't nobody on that type of vibe. And it's a bunch of strong people out there. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
There's no shame in anybody. But what happens when you don't feel like it? Everybody is gonna have at least one day that they like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Not on no lights. Not want to live or shit like that. I'm just saying it's just sometimes people get tired of being strong all the time.
Yeah,
That shit is exhausting.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay, like to not have it, and that's why it's important to make sure that even when we have our circles, it's still got to be the right folks that's in your corner. It's still got to be the right folks that's gonna catch you when you fall. That's
Yeah.
gonna give you the shit you need. That's gonna tell you what you need to hear. And you know what else is important? Even if they don't tell you what they need to hear, how many of us got real friends um that you can just vent to? That ain't gonna say shit. They just let you get it out the way that you need to get it out. There's healing in
But see,
that
that's
too.
that's number 4. See, I stopped at 3. That's number 4.
All right.
You gotta have that mute one. But see, the thing about that is so hard to find a number 4 because that person has to be somebody that know you but don't know you as much, but know you enough to just listen. Because
Mm-hmm.
somebody that know you, they're gonna have a whole lot to say because they're gonna feel that your relationship is cool enough where they can respond and react and talk to you. So therefore, you gotta have that one who's just gonna be a listener. And then you may have one that can do both. It depends on how mature that person is. So 9 times out of 10, a good listener is always gonna be the older friend. Never fails. It's always that older friend who just gonna listen. Because in the back of my mind, when some people call me, especially with relationship issues, I listen because at the end of the day, people gonna do what they want to do anyway, regardless of what you say or what you do or what type of comment you make. When they hang up the phone with you, they're gonna do what they want to do regardless, especially when it's about a relationship. So sometimes I don't even respond because after a person vent and they calm down, you could be done sit down on the phone and had a conversation with this person for an hour and talk to them and then they may go and do the opposite of what they said they was gonna do. And then you be sitting there like, well, damn, I'm sitting here talking to you for 2 hours and you was blah blah blah. So those are the situations when you just listen and be a good listener and a good friend, because some people just need to vent. Because when you vent, sometimes when you vent, you will see stuff or you will catch something or you realize something. And talking to yourself is totally different than venting to a person, because you just really gotta, you will learn a lot sometimes by just listening to yourself. I promise you. You will be like, wow, I just realized something, or I didn't think about that. Oh, now it makes sense. And we have all had those moments where we'll have those conversations when you be venting and you be like, and you be like, damn, I didn't even realize that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was something that you said that was like so good. I don't forgot what it was. You said so much good stuff, but yeah, you gotta have
Yeah.
somebody that you can just talk to and somebody that can vent. And I've had those days where I was like, I just want to be dumb today. That's what I call it. I don't want to think. I don't want to talk. I don't want to focus. I just don't want to do nothing. I don't want to. I just want to just be numb all day, because it just gets so draining when you have people that's constantly pulling at you, um, asking you and coming at you, and you spend your whole day tending to everybody else but yourself. After so long, that get tiresome, especially when you got two friends that's going through some stuff, because they're gonna call you every time something happens. Oh, well, let me just tell you what just happened. Oh, how about this? So when you going through something with somebody, you going through it as in you're gonna have 2, 3, 4 phone conversations a day, because things are continuing to spiral from that situation. So if I call and I tell you about a situation, Josh, that I got going on, It's just not gonna be one conversation. Because when I get off the phone with you and you may make me think of something, I'm gonna go over here and do something. Now I gotta call you back and tell you, oh well, let me just tell you what just happened. So it's a continuing, really riding with that person. But people, when you riding with somebody, that'll drain you too. Those days to just focus on you, like charge your battery, like focus on you sometimes, and so that you can still be a good listener and a good friend. Because Lord knows I may not be the best person if I'm already irritated and mad, and somebody come like, listen, this ain't a good time for me to come in on your situation because I got this situation going on. So I might not be in the right mind to even comment on your situation because I'm coming from a different space. So that's why it's important to
Right.
ask people that's in a better space or a great space. Because if you call me and I'm not in a good space, I'm not even going to want to try to help you because I know I'm not right. And some people say, girl, listen, I'm not even in the right space right now. I'm dealing with something and I'm already mad and upset. So you telling me I probably may not respond in the way that you may need it because I'm mad. People don't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the person's not mad, they just may be in a bad space spiritually. So be careful who you even going to. So, what's on your mind?
Mm.
I know you too well.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying, I know
man.
you
Tricky.
rubbing your forehead. I know you.
That's a word right there, Queen.
What you say?
No, I'm just appreciating. I'm appreciating that food you giving out.
He ain't lagging. I know what he doing.
I appreciate that food you giving out. So yeah, but that's good stuff right there, Queen. I appreciate that, man. We gotta we gotta figure out them other pieces to the conversation to dive into. It's all good stuff, man. So
Mm-hmm. But you be
all
good
right,
now.
all right, you too, Mama.
I,
Much love.
I be checking
Appreciate you.
on you. Much love, everybody. I see everybody on here. The
All
comments
right,
was good.
yeah,
All
man.
right, I'm out.
Yeah, tonight was great for real. All right,
All right, love.
love. So let's see how I get this up. Great dialogue. Um, Hope everybody was fed. Just want to tell everybody, man, remember to stay encouraged, stay the course. Um, you know, we all trying to figure this thing out. And um, Pastor, we got to jump on one of these now. We got to do it. We're gonna go ahead and get it live popping one time. So you let me know. We'll figure this thing out. But before I get off, man, just want to tell everybody love, man. Just continue to stay the course. It's hard and it's tough, but man, love yourself. You only get one of these. You only get one of these, and ain't nobody gonna take care of you like you. Ain't nobody gonna feed you like you. Ain't nobody gonna, do the things for yourself better than you will. And can't nobody want it, more than you want it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encourage people, man, do not worry about falling short. Do not worry about failure. Um, Don't try to be so perfect that you feel like you got to get everything right. Just live your life. Live your life. Go through it. But go through it with your head held high, um, and just do what you got to do for you. You know, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't block your blessings by doing that. And I feel like a lot of us do. And whether it's the people we see or that we're around, or the fact that we pick up our phone and we're constantly dragging ourselves through the mud. Take this time, man. It's very important to really look yourself in the mirror, really love yourself, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, be understanding, um, and know that the journey and everything else, man. It's all worth it. You know, where we're ultimately headed, where we should be headed in the ultimate goal, is obviously to be close to the Most High. So, we just got to continue to do the right things, man. Forgive yourself, love yourself, forgive others, love others, pray for people. Um, you know, just try to be in the best space that you can, and that's why I talked about energy. That's why I talked about your circle, because those things are important to stay lifted. To stay in the right path. Because once that foundation is set, you'll see how powerful you are. Nothing gets in the way of where you're going, and the Most High knows that. You just got to know it. You know what I mean? So I hope everybody have a good night, man. Love y'all. Tonight has been a great night. I feel like every time we jump on here, something dope, and we talk about so many different things, whether it's relational, hooping, whether we just laughing and joking, or anything else. Um, but it's all love, and this is what this thing is all about, man. Is getting those perspectives and just being able to take a lot from those conversations. So, till next time, good people, y'all stay prayed up, man. Blessings, love.